So we're using dies from the 8-inch cube. If you don't have it, the rotary cutting is there. Die number 5 from the 8-inch cube. Die number 1 from the 6-inch cube. And die number 2 from the 6-inch cube. Let's start the way that I always do. Our first pieces are going to be 4 patches of the ebony and 4 patches of violet, and they are 2-inch squares. That's why we're using this 6-inch. First thing I do always is measure my die. It is exactly 2.5 inches, so I'm going to cut a 4.5-inch piece. And I'm going to go this way, and we're going to cut both of these. We need 4 patches of each. Susan, I didn't grab a mat. Will you grab one? So I'm going to cut that at 4.5. Let me just measure again because I already forgot. That doesn't happen to you, does it? Ever? No. Never.
Never happens to Marilyn.
Never happens to Marilyn.
Who's Marilyn?
Good answer. We need 4 patches of each, so I'm just going to lay this across here, just like this. Yeah, just like that. Thank you.
Good job, Joan.
And then I'm going to turn this just a little bit. Always rearranging is right. And so my salvage is on this side. Okay, so that's our first one. We've got 4 patches of both. So there's those. The next one is die number 5 from the 8-inch cube, which is this one. And we need 8 and 8. So I can get a little bit more out of this little scrap, so I'm going to. Just finding my straight grain. So there's 2 of each of those. And then I'm going to cut again. And I've cut this one so many times, but I'll measure it again. But I think it's 3.5 inches is what I need to cut the fabric, and it is.
Better safe than sorry.
No doubt. I've been sorry lately. I've made some
sorry about.
I've made some miscuts.
You have?
Yep.
About those.
Well, why would I tell anybody? Don't tell anybody.
And now you're announcing it to the world.
Well, I hope I did that right. So it's always the 1/2-inch rulers that throw me off.
Yeah. You want the 6-inch that's back here, or is it
Nope.
too late?
It's too late.
Okay.
I'm using this one now.
No
But I
problem.
have a 1/2-inch ruler and a full. So I have a 6-inch ruler and an 8.5-inch ruler, and when I go between them, I get mixed up sometimes. So I need 6 more pieces, and this will do it.
We've got a couple people saying that the download for the block 3C is actually the 3B pattern. So we'll update that after the show is over.
Sorry about that.
Get you the right one.
That would be me.
Software glitch.
No, that's a Joan glitch.
It is pretty soft.
Sometimes. Okay, so that's all of the second one here. And then we need 1 patch of the violet and 4 patches of the ebony from... I already used that one. I already used that one. And so I'm going to layer all of these at once. Hopefully I have enough. 2, 3, and 4. It's going to be tight. Let me relayer this. And there we go. And then I need 1 patch of violet. We've had quite a few people getting these cutters lately.
Hi, Carrie.
Because it makes life so easy with it.
So Debbie wanted to know, does the salvage go in first or sideways?
The salvage, so here's the salvage. And if you don't have a salvage, if it sounds low like a heartbeat, I don't know if we can hear that, like that, then you're going the wrong way. If it's high
Snappy.
and snappy, like Robert said, then it actually goes through your machine this way. Okay, and the reason you want to do that is this works like a rolling pin, and it will stretch your fabric. Your squares will not be square. Okay, so that's all of the cutting. Let's just move this out of the way.
Salvage.
Some people say salvage. I say salvage. Like a I don't know.
Salvage.
Say it slower.
Salvage.
Okay. So let's lay this out. So we've got our 1 center block. I don't need that anymore.
Green's keeping me honest.
And so each of the
Hi,
corners.
Hi, Kitty.
Hi, Kitty.
You're downloading the block.
To check.
I was a little bit rushed for time today, so
If you're just joining us, we're doing the block of the week. We do one every week. It's 42 weeks. This is week 15.
15.
Week 15. The pattern is free on the website. You can download it. Use your own fabrics, colors.
So I'm going to go ahead and sew all of these together. And so they're all the same on this, so I'm just going to go ahead and start that. And just chain piece them. Move my petal a little bit closer. Okay, so my die
Vroom, vroom.
selection is off.
Yeah, they sound just like that, Robert. You've been practicing.
Okay, so I don't know if I want to press all these out and I'll just trim them down. I'll update the pattern before because it's not, I don't have the right die here. This is supposed to be a 2-inch finished. I know what I did.
Want to share?
Okay, so in the catalog, they list what the finished square is, and it said 2-inch finished square, so I'm looking at these and going, okay, I need a 2-inch square, but I need a 1.5-inch finished square, so this is the wrong die. So,
I'm really confused.
okay. We'll get it all
So
straightened
what
out.
else is new?
Super easy to fix. So I guess it's a good thing because we do have a correction for last week's as well. Pattern, and that's been uploaded as well, the new one.
I
The
knew I
Aki
was
quilt dog.
behind for a reason.
Yep. So it's a good thing. It's a happy accident that this is not the right, it's not out
Happy
there.
accident. Like to put it.
You've never heard that? Happy accident?
No.
Have you ever heard of happy accident? Okay. Easy to fix. So we don't, there we go. There's a 2-inch mark. These need to be 2 inches, not 2.5. So I'm just going to trim these up really quick. Okay, so there's our layout. Had a little segue there for a second. So these are just 4 patches, and I'm going to sew those together. And so this is why you want both the 6 and the 9-inch cubes. They go together really well, and a 9 patch, which is what this is, in the 6-inch cube is a 9-inch block. So they go together really well. 6, 9, and 12. It's a great combination.
The little ruler or the other one? That's a 6x6.
This is a 4.5.
Okay, 4.5 on the square one and the
6.5 by 24. And there's the turkey.
The 4.5-inch square is $17.99.
$17.99.
They have lots of sizes in those. They have a 2-inch square.
Yeah, they do.
How many do we have?
It's getting on to be allergy season again.
I'll put it down.
And so with these, where I'm piecing a square to a half square triangle, I almost always press towards the unfinished piece, the square, instead of the pieced piece. The pieced piece. I don't know if that makes sense.
Piece.
Pieced piece.
We do have several of those 4.5-inch rulers in stock.
Okay.
4.5-inch rulers in stock.
Okay, so I need to plan that before I press that. So I'm just going to lay it there.
We have approximately 8. I didn't want to tear them all down one at a time to count them. 8.
8's good.
8's great.
Okay. Okay, so I am just nesting my seams, and that means that the top seam is pointing the other way, opposite of the bottom seam. So I'm just going to piece these together, and then we're going to finish this block in nothing flat. Somebody told me that's what they like about this quilt, is that the blocks are so easy. But you still end up with a really beautiful quilt.
So are you saying easy does not necessarily mean ugly?
Yeah,
I'll go with easy every time.
I like easy too.
Oh, Mr. Cranford's golfing tomorrow. That's
Oh,
just no fair.
rubbing it in. Well, are you golfing tomorrow?
I cannot. I gotta work.
Supposed to be really nice.
Gotta work.
Okay. So let's put these in place. The other thing is really nice about this is because we're using a sashing, we don't have to worry about piecing all of our blocks together, because sometimes when you piece blocks like this, you got to worry about which direction your seams are going when you end up piecing the blocks. I swear, it had to have been a quilter that made sashing, because they're like, my seams don't all go the right way. Okay. So last pieces, we're going to sew these together.
Corinne did have a question about the sashing
Okay.
earlier. We have time to talk a bit about piecing the sashing in corner block, or will that be upcoming?
We can go into that one at a later show.
When we get closer?
When we get closer, that's right.
Okay.
And we'll sew this one.
It is pretty tempting to call in sick.
I would know though.
I was gonna say, who would you call into?
Well, I think it's my other bosses, actually. But he scheduled me to put in their battery system tomorrow night.
Oh, no fun.
I gotta eat my Wheaties, you know. Those things are heavy.
These things are heavy. But essential.
Yep. So Mrs. Cramper was asking about her counter. Why does her counter sometimes not work?
On
Her 2200.
the TL 2200?
It's not really a. I mean, it's not really a counter. It's a, it's a manual.
So, you're the second person I've talked to about this today. And so I want to say one of the sewing machine companies actually published an article about how much thread. So I don't think any of them have true, like on our home sewing machine, when you're sewing along, it'll tell you when you're going to run out of thread. On the long arms, they don't. They have a counter. So you can wind 50 meters of thread that's 40 weight onto a bobbin, and it will tell you when you're about to run out. So that's the main difference. It doesn't actually monitor your thread like your sewing machine does. It just is however much you put in there. So if you're
like a reference.
it is kind of. So if you're using, say, you normally use 50 weight, and that's 50 meters, and I'm not saying it is, because I don't know right off the top of my head. It came unthreaded. So if you normally use 50 weight thread, and then you switch to 40, you're going to get less thread on your bobbin than you would if you were using 50 weight. So we're going to line that seam, and then we're going to be home stretch here.
Oh, no, Donna, I hadn't seen that shirt. Very cool. Nice.
What shirt?
She's wearing her Make It So shirt.
Oh, nice.
Very shiny.
Love your mustache on the Make It So shirt.
My stick figure legs.
Well, they're pretty skinny.
Straw man arms. And they left me holding the wine. I'm just the garçon pouring.
Garçon of pouring, huh?
I haven't seen you pour though, so that's.
Well, then you're missing out.
Yeah, you don't want to let it mix. That's the thing, man.
Sometimes I make them a little strong.
You'll be crawling. Okay, and this is finished. Finished.
Got some pressing.
Some pressing.
Blow off some extra steam.
Blow it off steam here.
Extra steam.
You know, I never used steam on my blocks until this iron. It is. And there we have it.
So week 15.
Week 15, block
Block
3C.
3C, and we
Very
will
nice.
fix the pattern upload for you right after the show.
Yep.